Hey guys, welcome back to Simply a Better You. My name is Shanine. If you're new here, I am so glad that you are able to join us. And if you're not new here, I'm happy that you decided to come back. So guys, this week I am taking you with me in the kitchen as I am planning and putting together our dinners for the week. Now, our goal this week, of course, is to keep it healthy, keep it affordable, and definitely keep it simple. And I lean a little bit heavier on the Whole30 to Paleo diet right now because I'm trying to get my cholesterol back down. So guys, you can always substitute anything you see in these recipes, and don't be afraid to be adventurous and add and take things away. You can make it your own. So this week I am doing an egg roll in a bowl, a Caribbean plantain bowl. I promise you bowls are not the theme this week. A loaded cauliflower casserole, some kind of take, I haven't named it, but a take on a Philly cheesesteak, but instead of bread, we're going to use spaghetti squash. And then I think one of my favorites this week was the honey mustard sheet pan. The most simple thing to use, and I was able to use up leftovers that I had made earlier this week. So guys, I really hope you enjoy this. If you have a favorite weekly dinner, put it in the comments below, and of course let me know how you would kind of change up these meals. So guys, here it is. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to start off with an egg roll in a bowl. This is a pound of ground pork with a small yellow onion, some fresh grated ginger, and 4 cloves of garlic. And I'm adding a half a cup of coconut aminos, about 2 tablespoons of a white wine vinegar or rice vinegar, and then 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And then I added a little extra bit of coconut aminos, some salt and pepper. Real simple. This actually is like a homemade like teriyaki sauce, and the coconut aminos actually replaces the soy sauce. I cut up a lot of fresh ingredients, shredded some cabbage, carrots, and chopping up some green onions here. So everything you'd put in an egg roll. You can use green cabbage as well. And I combined everything into the same pan, and you can let this cook for as long as you would like, depending on how you like your vegetables. I like mine a little bit more crisper, so I gave this about 6 to 10 minutes in the pan. You can cook this until your cabbage is completely soft, but I like mine a little bit on the firmer side. Since this wasn't going inside of an egg roll, I wanted it to feel a little bit more filling, so I left those vegetables a little crunchier. And then you mix and it's ready to go. Just that easy. I threw some cashews in a bag and smashed them up. You can use peanuts as well. This was just something extra I wanted to add to the top. It came out wonderful. The kids liked it. I was completely amazed that the kids ate this. It is a little bit on the sweeter side because of the coconut aminos, but definitely something I would serve to my family again, or if we have guests over, because it came out beautifully. Okay, this next one is a Caribbean plantain bowl. This is a new recipe to me. You can use shredded pork, and in my case, I had a roast thawed, so I'm going to go ahead and use my roast. Now with this, you're going to want to get some plantains and some kale. But I salt and peppered all sides of my my roast, seared it on all sides to lock those juices in, and this is going in the crock pot. And this is just going to sit and cook all day while I'm doing the rest of my things for the day. I love crock pot recipes where you can just get something going and set it and forget it and walk away from it. To this, I added a little bit of my homemade jerk seasoning and rubbed that around the meat to make sure it was evenly coated. Threw in some bay leaves, just a little bit of water, maybe 1/3 cup. Set it on low and walked away. When it was fork tender, I apologize for the camera angle, not sure what happened. I went ahead and shredded it up and started in on the garlic sauce. The garlic sauce is simpler to like a mayonnaise mixture. This was 1 egg and a cup of avocado oil, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of garlic. Joe started in on the plantains for me because this is his thing. So chop up a plantain. You're going to fry it on all sides. We are frying this in avocado oil. And then you take the plantain and you smash it between 2 plates. And it makes these beautiful little flower shaped things, and they taste like potatoes. Guys, plantains are amazing. So once we smash these, we're actually going to put them back in the oil and fry them again. And this is where I think it must get that potato French fry consistency, because it's crunchy on the outside and it still has that softness in the inside like a French fry. And plantains are an amazing substitute for potatoes. You can mash them like mashed potatoes as well. And this has been a lifesaver for me because I love potatoes, but unfortunately we've discovered I am allergic to potatoes. So you definitely want to drain these really well and sprinkle some salt and pepper on them, or any kind of seasoning you have. Then I sauteed up a little bit of kale. It's just got some extra virgin olive oil on it and some salt and pepper. Mama has to get her greens in. There's not a whole lot here because I'm the only one in the house that eats kale. But as you can see, this plated up beautifully. I sprinkled a little bit of cilantro on top just for that little extra pop. And guys, this was amazing. We will definitely make this again. And if we ever have company over, I will feel like I am serving them a gourmet meal. Okay, this next one was a favorite of the kids. This is a loaded cauliflower casserole. I'm cubing up 2 chicken breasts, and I'm going to brown this in a good hot cast iron pan. The key to cooking with cast iron. A good hot cast iron pan, a well-seasoned pan. Added some salt and pepper to this. Nothing fancy is going in. I browned the chicken on all sides. Make sure it is cooked through. And then I removed this and let it drain on some paper towels because I didn't want any of the excess oil in the casserole. Now on the side here, I have got some cauliflower going, and this is frozen cauliflower. I didn't go with the fresh cauliflower, but it's over there cooking while I'm assembling the rest of it. I've got a 1/2 pound of chopped up bacon. I promise you I didn't burn my fingers. But you want your bacon to cook, but don't cook it till it's brown and crispy. You want to cook it till it's almost there, and then it's going to get brown and crispy when it's in the oven. Okay, while that is cooking, I shredded up some cheese, chopped up some onion. And guys, the recipe called for 1.5 cups of cheese. I went with 2 cups because, you know, hey, cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? I also drained the bacon. Bacon has a lot of grease on it, so I went ahead and drained this on some paper towels as well. And you don't want the excess grease in your casserole, especially since we're putting cheese in it. Okay, so the recipe called for mashed cauliflower. And cauliflower is a great substitute for mashed potatoes. And I think I didn't cook my cauliflower enough because I was really struggling with mashing it. So I decided to pull out the electric mixer and give it a go. You could also do this with riced cauliflower. That's pretty much what I ended up with. I added a half a cup of Greek yogurt, great substitute for sour cream, and this is a whole fat Greek yogurt. But as you can see, that made a mess. I had cauliflower everywhere. So I used the shield that I have to my stand mixer. I eventually gave up and just went ahead and put the cauliflower in the bowl and started to assemble dinner. So bacon, I threw some onion in just as extra. We love onion. It has that nice little bite and crunch to it. Then added my cheese, bacon on top of that, of course just a little bit more cheese. I just don't think you can have enough cheese. We're cheese lovers. We get it honestly. I did have a little bit of bacon and cheese left over, and don't tell anybody, but I had me a little snack before dinner, and it was good. That chicken was really good for just having that simple seasoning on it. It must be the cast iron pan that makes it so great. The next one, I had pulled out a pork roast and seasoned it salt, pepper, and garlic. Real simple seasoning. Threw it in the crock pot. This is another one of those set it and forget it, which is great. I love these recipes. And I put it on low and I let it cook all day, so about 6 to 8 hours. You want this also fork tender and shreddable. I chopped up some green pepper and onions. This was a recipe that I threw together. This isn't in a cookbook, but I had an idea for like Philly cheesesteak. I halved a spaghetti squash and baked this for about 50 minutes in a 400-degree oven. It shreds up like spaghetti. Great spaghetti substitute. We love our spaghetti squash. I shredded up my pork. This meal came together really fast, especially if the pork is already done. The longest part is the spaghetti squash because it takes so long, about 45 minutes to 50 minutes in the oven. But guys, it is well worth it. And spaghetti squash goes a long way. One spaghetti squash would feed 2 adults, and in our case, one spaghetti squash, half will feed 1 adult, and then I split mine with the girls because I can't eat the whole thing. But I layered it up, added my cheese on top, and voila, dinner. Okay, this next one is a honey mustard sheet pan. I know that sounds odd, but really, it worked. I had some leftover cabbage. I had some leftover cabbage that I chopped up in big chunks. I had 2 chicken breasts left over that I cubed up, and you kind of want these about the same size, so think like 1 inch to 2 inch pieces. And we're gonna put all of this on a cookie sheet. So I am adding my honey mustard to my cubed up chicken, and you want to reserve half because I got a brilliant idea while I was mixing all of this together. And then I added my chicken to the sheet pan with my cabbage, and I spaced them out so they wouldn't stick together, because you know, as chicken cooks, the moisture, and as it's cooking, the chicken just says, "Ooh, look at you," and it sticks together. I had some leftover green peppers from the other day, so threw those on top because we're using up what we have, trying not to waste anything. This went in the oven 350-degree oven until the chicken's cooked. The leftover pork that I had from the night before, I decided to cube that up, mix the honey mustard with it, and add it to the top. This really bulked up the meal because when I first looked at it, I felt that it was a little slim, like it needed more. And we had all that leftover pork, so why not use it up? So I cooked the chicken and the cabbage and the peppers. That is already done. I am adding the pork to the top, and then whatever leftover honey mustard sauce I had, I added that to the top as well. Popped it back in the oven, 350 degrees, until it was warm. So maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And guys, this came out amazing. You can do this with anything, pork, chicken, probably beef. I mean, I was very impressed. You can change up the vegetables and maybe do a potato if potatoes work for you. But guys, I loved this. Definitely will be doing this one again. So guys, it was definitely a delicious week's worth of dinners. We had little to no leftovers, and what we did have left over, we were able to use in our other meal plans throughout the week. Definitely saved us on money. We did come in under budget this week. I spent $88.02 at the store, and I was able to get all fresh produce with the exception of the cauliflower. We went with a frozen cauliflower instead, but still, frozen is not bad. It works, and it was really enjoyable to cook these meals. Most of these meals came out of a cookbook that I use that I will link in the description below. Up to you guys if you want to check that out. It is definitely a book that I utilize quite often. It is Cook Once, Eat All Week by Cassie Jo Garcia. And this book was recommended to me by a friend, and I have utilized it time and time again. And then of course, you can always make up your own recipes, which is something I like to do. So guys, I hope you enjoyed me this week on my meal planning journey, and that you guys enjoyed coming with me through my kitchen and watching me make a mess, because I definitely know how to make a mess in the kitchen. So guys, thank you for joining me this week, and as always, I bless you on your journeys.